Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you ready for the Lancashire Hotpots virtual pub quiz? And here's your quizmaster, Dickie Ticker.
Hey! Hoppers, we are the Lancashire Hotpots, and it's Monday night and it's time for the Lancashire Hotpots pub quiz. Thanks for joining us. It's great. What else are you going to do on Monday night? Nothing. That's what you're going to do. Hey, why not join us in our quizzing endeavours tonight? To join us, you're going to need one of four things. You're going to need a pen, paper, a drink, and some nibbles. If you're playing along with us tonight, if you're one of the Hotpots quizzing massive, you type your name in the box below, saying who you are and where you're from. If there's a couple of you and you've got a fantastic, hilarious team name, stick that in as well. And if you want to @ a friend or colleague and maybe get them playing along tonight, you do that now. But I've got some professional business to do, and that means I need to speak to some members of the Lancashire Hotpots. First up, it's Bernard and Bernadette. Threshers, where are you calling from? Who are you? Etc. Go.
Good evening. This is Bernard and Bernadette, and we're calling from Lancashire.
Yay! Team Thresher. Good to have you both this evening.
Yes. Well, her decisive decision-making on the 50-50s was so good, she's back for a second go.
And why not?
And not only is she doing the quiz tonight, little Bernadette, she's also doing
a chili challenge.
Show the good people at home what you've got as your nibble.
Okay, what I've got for my nibble.
Come on, whip them out. It's the sweet chili sunbite.
Let's have a look at the camera. Let's have a look.
Let's get them up there. It's the sweet chili. It's the sunbite.
There are actual pictures of chilies on that bag.
Yeah. And as a special treat, because she's not supposed to have this, but as a special treat, full fat.
Full fat.
Full fat.
Yeah, you can't beat a Coca.
There you go. You can't beat it.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it's all in there.
Forgetting the words, just like a dad.
You open them chili crisps then and give yourself a little bit of a try. For me, I've got a little bit further back from the microphone. It's very crackly. For me, I've gone all continental and a bit posh.
What?
After the partridge cup of beans for my drink, I've got a Franzikania Weissbier.
Oh, I love it, the Weissbier.
Yeah, we all like a Weissbier. It's 5 on the Richter.
They're already hot. It's
a fine bit of thing. And for the niblets, I've got the Co-op's Irresistible hand-cooked Aberdeen Angus steak and peppercorn sauce, crinkle cut on your chippers.
Nice.
Very crunchy are the Co-ops. Right, you two?
150 on the grammage.
Good.
Mute that microphone. Get crunching. We'll come back to you shortly. Let's speak to the next Hot Potter along. Why? It's Bob. Bob, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening, Hot Potters and everybody out there. It's Bob Wriggles calling from Lancashire.
Hey! A slightly different inflection each and every week. That's great, Bob. Lovely to see you. What have you got for your drinking your nibbles?
Well, I have been gifted a beer from my very good friend Benny Blatch. And he saw this in B&M Bargains, of all places. I didn't know B&M Bargains stocked this type of drink. It's a Brewdog Indie. I've never had that before.
Yeah,
4.2%. It's a little bit like Lost Lager. It's a little bit like that. Quite refreshing. And for my nibbles, I enjoyed them so much last week that I just bought them again this week. Kettle chips, chili and sour cream.
That's two sweet chilies.
It's a solid snack. Well done, Riggs.
Yeah, good choice, Bob.
Cheers, Bernadette.
All right then. Cheers, Bob. Let's go to the next Hot Potter along this evening. Why? It's Kenny. Kenny, what's your name and where you calling from?
I'll do cockers. Kenny Body here, and I'm from Lancashire.
Yay! Still cruising around in your is it an Imperial cruiser? What is it?
Yeah, it's a Star Destroyer.
Star Destroyer.
The old Star Destroyer.
Destroyed any stars? as of late?
Yeah, 1 or 2, not as many as I'd like. Still,
Productivity,
energy wise.
Yeah.
But, I'm on a phased return to work after being ill.
Right.
How's the lockdown going there over in the outer rim?
It's a bit quiet. Everyone's kind of like, there's no one in the cantinas. They're all stuck at home, aren't they, in the homesteads?
Great difficulties in the outer rim, as always, with Kenny. So what have you got for your drinking your nibbles tonight?
I'm still being a bit rubbish. I'm still feeling a bit and low on energy and not really feeling like a beer, which is not like me, as you all know. So I'll go for the orange Lucozade for a bit of glucose.
A very refreshing drink.
It's what you have when you feel a bit down and poorly, isn't it?
It'll help you on the road to recovery. And for your nibbles?
To go with the sugary Lucozade, I've gone with the sugary jelly tots.
Oh, yes.
Maximum sugar.
And I know, like, obviously we did our listening party, like the 80s to the weekend before last. And we said, obviously one of the songs on Like the 80s is Stop the Name of Fudge About Things Getting Smaller. But I'm sure they're making jelly tots bigger. They used to be like flat, but now they're like little domes.
Maybe it's you getting smaller.
Yeah, maybe.
It could be. A strange phenomenon. This is something we'll have to Google a little bit later. Okay, cheers for that, Kenny. And last but by no means least, why? Is there a doctor in the house? There certainly is. It's Dr. Ron. Ron, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening, cockers. My name's Dr. Ron Seal, and I'm still here at the Mother's in Lancashire.
Yes. Lancashire's
You're
for
going to
me.
eat a banana again.
No, not this week. Not this week. This week, for my nibbles, unfortunately, I made a schoolboy error, and I opened them before we started the quiz, and I've eaten them, but they were a pound bag of Monster Munch. Pickled onion. They're gone. Took me 5 minutes. Gone.
How is the inside of your mouth now?
But it's glorious. I could probably do another bag of them.
Nobody could finish a 12-bag multi-pack of Monster Munch. Impossible.
I reckon I could do 2 12 bags.
No, it's impossible. It's impossible.
It's not impossible. I think that's a future food challenge.
Four pickled onion would render your mouth disabled.
We could do this live.
You can't.
You
can't
couldn't
do it.
eat these
Yeah, we'll do it live.
twice.
I'll do it.
Yeah, right.
Two bags.
This is something we can do before the end of lockdown. And you got anything to sloosh down at the Monster Munch?
Certainly have, everybody. Go big or go home. Got myself a big can of Desperado.
Yes, it's his favourite. He's liking that.
You should have a slice of lime down in the can. Have you done that?
No. I just put some vodka in it.
Yeah. You just put some toilet duck around the rim.
Yeah, the lemony one.
Yeah,
It brings it to life. It just lifts.
Oh
it.
yeah. Full body.
A little bit of an extra zing. Right, everybody. Have we all got pens and papers at the ready?
Absolutely.
Hot pots here. Are you ready to go quizzing?
I can't hear you.
Hot potters at home, that's you lot. Are you ready? Well, let's get quizzing. Yes. Question number 1 is music and sadly Daft Punk split up this week. But which one of these 3 early hits got their biggest chart position? Was it A, Da Funk, B, Around the World, or C, One More Time? So Daft Punk split up this week, but out of their 3 early singles, which one got the highest in the charts? Was it A, Da Funk, B, Around the World, or C, One More Time?
Tom.
Question 2 is films, and in which 1990 comedy does Arnold Schwarzenegger insist it's not a tumor? We'll all be doing the impression a little bit later in the quiz. So in which 1990 comedy does Arnie insist it's not a tumor? There's lots of references and callbacks throughout this quiz to other quiz and this quiz. It's not that I can't think of any questions. Question 3 is egg sausage, chips and beans. This week it's chips, and 2010's Rockin' Chips was a prequel to which TV sitcom? So in 2010, there was a short, limited series called Rockin' Chips, which was a prequel to which TV sitcom? Question number 4. This is for the adults only. It's bitter, lager, cider, ale and stout. And Australia's popular drink, Victoria Bitter, is what kind of drink? Is it a bitter, a lager, a cider, an ale, or a stout? So, Australia's popular Victoria Bitter is what? A bitter, a lager, a cider, an ale, or a stout?
Some of my fondest memories are from being in Concert Square in that Australian pub drinking bottle after bottle of VB.
Oh, yes.
And thanks to the quality of the drink that I can no longer remember, my memories, it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
Quite. Question number 5 is Carry On Hot Potting. And this week we're talking about 1970s Carry On Up the Jungle. The story of Lady Evelyn Bagley mounting an expedition to find her long-lost baby. It also had Professor Tinkle searching for the rare Oozalum bird. But did Sid James appear in Carry On Up the Jungle? So it's a yes Sid or a no Sid. What do you think? 1970, Carry On Up the Jungle. Did that have Sid James in? Did it not have Sid James in? What do you reckon? Question number 6 is going to be everybody's favourite because it's about the Lancashire Hotpots. And we're back to Daft Punk again. And Lancashire DJ. And according to the song, Daft Punk are the favourite band of which person? So in Lancashire DJ, Daft Punk are the favourite band of which person named by Bernard?
Yep.
Question number 7 is, we love the North, and in which Liverpool pub did Sir Paul McCartney perform a secret gig in 2018? Was it A, the Jacaranda?
Yes.
B, the Philharmonic, or C, the Cavern pub? So which pub did Paul McCartney, Sir Paul, to people who aren't his friends, perform a secret gig in 2018? Was it A, the Jacaranda, B, the Philharmonic, or C, the Cavern?
They're all could be's, couldn't they?
Just to clarify, is that the Cavern Club
That's
or
the
the
Cavern
Pub?
All
right, okay.
Question number 8. He's dead now. And let's stick with the Beatles. And it was George Harrison's birthday last week, 25th of February. But George sadly passed in 2001. That's like ages ago.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, how many number 1 songs did George have?
Is that solo or Beatles?
Solo. So how many solo number 1 songs did George Harrison have? Have a guess if you don't, if you're not in touch.
George Harrison.
Question number 9, and it's television. And goodness me, we're topical. We're nothing but topical. And Frasier is on its way back to TV after an absence of nearly 20 years. Now, Daphne Moon was Frasier's English housekeeper. Which town or city is she supposed to be from? Not that you could guess from that accent, of course.
It's Preston, isn't it?
So, Daphne from Frasier, which English town or city is she supposed to be from? And I can't believe we're there already. Question number 10 is potluck. And the recipe for Caesar salad is based loosely on a recipe invented by Julius Caesar. Is that true or is that false? So, the Caesar salad was invented by that famous Roman bloke, Julius Caesar. Is that true or is that false?
Can anybody tell me, what have the Romans ever done for us?
Irrigation.
On the roads.
Those are your 10 questions for this Monday night, everybody. It's half time. Time to concentrate on those drinks, on those nibbles. That's why we asked you to get them.
I don't even open nibbles. They're still shut. What am I doing?
Which way are you going, Dickie? How are you flying, Dickie?
It's a brand new one for me this week. Bobby's Pretzel Crunch.
Bobby's Pretzel Crunch. 69 on the pence there. Does that say smashed on the front as well?
It is. That just means they're in bits. So basically what's happened is somebody's invented a way of monetising the broken sweepings off the floor.
Peanut dust.
Can I say to the good viewers and indeed the Hotpots themselves, if you're in the co-op and you see the Aberdeen Angus steak and peppercorn sauce crinkle cut crisps, don't bother. Very poor.
Really?
And,
Disappointed.
And if you want to buy these are very spicy. So
Really?
just get a drink or some water.
Right.
Young person snack reviews coming up there. Got to have her own channel next before you know it. Do we have any items of business?
Little Bernadette wants to show you how crunchy the sunbites are.
They are quite crunchy.
Go on to closer.
Go for it. Go for a close-up.
Noisy.
That sounded like a sound effect on a crisp advert.
I'm still looking if anyone needs a lodger. Or if anyone's renting out a one-bedroom flat.
I'm not offering
if
again.
anyone's offering any part-time jobs as well, we'll leave. Dickie will put the number up now. So yeah, just give us a ring.
Also, I think it's safe to say, winter's probably gone. I think spring is in the air.
Yes, it's very bright, very crisp of a morning still, but very fresh.
Warm.
What a few nice days.
I had the windows open this morning. I've done a big trump, but it was nice that it was quite warm.
I mean, what I really like is the fact that Monday feels exactly like Saturday did. You know what I mean? it's the same kind of weather. It's nice. So
very good, very good. Right, I think might as well crack on with some answers. How about that? Okay. I was a little concerned because Kenny had his camera off. I didn't know whether he was.
I was just having a bit of a cough, so I didn't realise I'd turned my camera off. I meant to just mute it, but
No worries. Right, let's get back to some answers. And question number 1 was music, and we were talking about the lately departed Daft Punk, who split up last week. Which one of these was their biggest out of their early hits? A, Da Funk, B, Around the World, or C, One More Time? Now, I know that Bernard is a bit of an expert on Daft Punk. You recently made a quite an expensive Daft Punk purchase as well.
Yeah, if you've not got the Crydamore compilations, you're not going to get them because they're dead dear. But I've got Volume 1 and Volume 2. Love the two chaps. Love all of their work. Da Funk, massive. Around the World, really good video. MTV swallowed it up. But as far as sales go, I think Discovery birthed One More Time, and I think that was the biggest of the...
One More Time.
Yeah, that was the biggest of the sellers.
Okay, Bob.
Yeah, talking about videos, the Around the World video was iconic, wasn't it? It was Michel Gondry who kind of directed that. But the video for One More Time, the cartoon, that's just seemed to be everywhere for ages. And I think that probably, in terms of sales, probably had an influence. I think it's One More Time.
Okay, Kenny.
I also think it's One More Time, but I think I have fallen down the trap that Bernard and Bob have just discussed. And I used to watch MTV2 rather than MTV1, and that used to always have around the world on it, which is why I've gone for around the world, which is probably wrong.
Okay, and finally, Dr. Ron.
I think if you're like me and you lived in St Helens and you went to Nexus every Friday and Saturday night, you would have heard One More Time played on a continuous loop.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the scores on the doors. Number 7 in February 1997 was Da Funk. Number 5 in April 1997 was All Around the World, but hitting number 2 in November 2000, it was One More Time.
Yes.
One more time.
It's massive. In fact, me and Bernadette have had Discovery on today. We've been bopping around the living room. It's been fabulous.
What a great father and daughter bonding experience. Question number 2 was films, and I said, in which 1990 comedy did Arnold Schwarzenegger insist it's not a tumor? Bernard.
I think I've seen this film.
A film you've actually seen?
I think I've seen it. Stab it dark here, but go with me. I've gone for Kindergarten Cop.
Okay, Bob.
Yeah, one of the first pictures, one of the first films I went to see in the cinemas on my own. It was Kindergarten Cop.
Kenny.
I have also gone Kindergarten Cop.
And will Ron make it 4 answers for KC?
Kindergarten Cop.
Of course, and you're all correct. A nice, easy one to ease you into the quiz. It is Kindergarten Cop.
My favourite line in that whole film is where that little child goes and she says, Mr. Kimball, I need to go to the bathroom. It's just wonderful. It's wonderful.
Is that the one where he kicks the door up and he goes, "I'm a party pooper," something like that? Is that like one of his silly lines that he says? I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, I think it's at the start when he's busting that drugs gang, isn't it?
Yeah.
Party pooper.
I'm a party pooper.
Question 3 was Exotic Chips and Beans, and I said 2010's Rock and Chips was a prequel to which TV sitcom? It didn't exactly set the world on fire, but did it lodge in your brain, Bernard?
No, didn't see Rock and Chips. No idea of anything to do with the television because I don't watch it.
I do.
Bernadette's bang on it. The sitcom I've written down was out before 2010, so it's pointless, but I just went with something that I knew was based around the seaside. Gavin and Stacey.
Gavin and Stacey. Bob.
I never watched it, but I kind of remember it being on and around. I think it was Only Fools and Horses.
Okay, that's a plump from Bob. Kenny?
Yeah, didn't have a clue. I didn't want to do a billion, not for anything, but now that Bob said that, I think he is right. I just completely guessed at 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisp.
Packet of crisp. And finally, Ron.
I managed about 15 minutes of it and turned it off. It's Only Fools and Horses.
It is a prequel to Only Fools and Horses.
Mm-hmm.
Well done if you got that.
Oh, a classic case there of not listening to the question.
Bob, just let us win.
You've got to learn sometime. You've got to learn about losing, I'm afraid.
Bernadette voicing Bernard's inner monologue there that he thinks each and every week. But I think Bernard might have a bit more of a better look on this one, which is Bitter Lager Cider Ale and Stout, and Australia's popular Victoria Bitter, often abbreviated down to VB, is what kind of drink? Bitter Lager Cider Ale or Stout? Bernard and Bernadette.
Well, I didn't know, but Bernadette was pretty confident with this one. She went with
Lager.
Bob?
Complete guess, didn't know. I put Stout.
Okay, Kenny?
Yeah, you would think lager. They do like the lagers, don't they? And it says bitter on the tin, but I've gone for ale.
Ale, all right. And Ron?
Bitter taste, I went cider.
Okay. Victoria Bitter is actually a lager.
Of course it is.
Of course
She knows her stuff, this girl.
You brought it well. First brewed in 1854, one of the best-selling beers in Australia. There we go. Question number 5 was Carry On Hot Potting, and I said 1970s Carry On Up the Jungle, which is the story of Lady Evelyn Bagley mounting an expedition to find her long-lost baby. Did that have Sid James in it, or did it not have Sid James in it? Yes, Sid. No, Sid. Bernard and Bernadette.
was sure about this one. I'm sure I'm right.
Yes, Sid. Bob?
Surely 1970s peak Sid, is it? I put yes, Sid.
Okay, Kenny?
I've gone against the yeses and gone for a no, Sid.
It's gone for a no, Sid. And finally, Ron?
Yeah, don't watch him. I went for a no, Sid.
Carrying Up the Jungle is a yes, Sid.
Oh, I'm a shocker.
He played Bill Boozy in that one, who was mentioned the other week, and Frankie Howard, who took also one of the leading roles. He was Professor Tinkle. Can I just say, if anyone wants to invest a crowdfunder and will get something that is of the spirit of a carry-on film but doesn't infringe upon any intellectual properties, I think we could knock up a modern day carry-on film better than they did themselves in the 1990s. Anyway, let's get back on to those idiots, the Lancashire Hotpots, and I said in Lancashire DJ, according to the song, Daft Punk are the favourites of whom? Bernard and Bernadette.
I couldn't go through the words quick enough in my head, so just thought of a person that I mentioned in the song. So I went with Auntie Joe.
Auntie Joan, okay. Unbelievable. Bob.
Funk are a favourite of Mr. Patel.
Kenny.
Yeah, I didn't know whether I'd just imagined him or whether he was a thing, but I feel a bit better now that Bob said the same thing. I went with Mr. Patel, which I'm wondering, is that Mr. Patel, the synthesizer Patel that we know and love from Look Around You?
Maybe it is. That would be a very logical conclusion. And finally, Ron.
Yeah.
At this point in the set, I'm always leathered, so I don't know what's going on. So I just went with Dad.
He might be Dad.
That's nearly as shoddy as Auntie Joe. It really is.
Bob and Kenny are bang on the money. It is Mr. Patel.
But he likes a little bit of Faithless as well.
He does like a little bit of Faithless as well. What a great
I didn't even know there was lyrics in that song.
If you listen to Billy, there's not. Or at least there's only like half a line.
Billy thinks he's on top of the pops. He just moves his mouth. Question 7 was We Love the North, and I said, in which Liverpool pub did Macca perform a secret gig in 2018? A, the Jacaranda, B, the Philharmonic, or C, the Cavern pub? Bernard and Bernadette.
Okay, so, he's played down the Cavern, but I don't think he'd do a secret gig in the Cavern pub. The Phil isn't really the kind of place, and it hasn't got the history of the Beatles. So I went with the Jack.
The Jack.
The Jacaranda.
The
Now
Jack.
then, on to our resident Beatles expert, Mr. Bob Riggles. I'm expecting an exactamundo answer from you here, Bob.
Yeah, it was the James Corden thing, wasn't it? And I remember they kind of they drew the curtains back, and he was there playing. I can remember which pub it was. I couldn't quite remember the name, but when you give us the choices, it definitely was the Philharmonic.
Okay, Kenny.
I was a bit torn when you said the Jack at first, but yeah, I've gone for Phil as well. Which it's not coming up. It's just my hands floating in midair.
Ooh, okay, don't worry. We shall believe you. And finally, Ron.
Yeah, I can confirm it was the Phil.
It was indeed the Philharmonic.
Oh, never mind, Bernadette.
I did see somebody once mention something on Twitter about how their mate said they could get them into like a secret gig with a high-profile celebrity, and they just went, yeah, all right. And then they kicked themselves afterwards when they realised they could have seen Paul McCartney intimately.
Yeah, but to be fair, in 2018, seeing Paul McCartney is just like watching your drunk uncle, isn't he? He's not at his best.
Yeah, he wasn't very good. Yeah, he wasn't very good.
You could have ticked it off, ticking it off your list, though.
I mean, he's probably marginally better than us. That's it. You know what I mean? Just marginally better.
Speaking of Beatles, question 8, he's dead now, was George Harrison. And I wanted to know how many number 1 songs did George Harrison in a solo capacity have? Bernard and Bernadette, your answer, please.
Yeah, she was pretty confident on this one too, so I left her to it.
1.
Okay.
1.
Okay, on to, again, our resident Beatles expert, Mr. Bob Riggles.
Yeah, I know it's not a massive amount. I know definitely My Sweet Lord went to number one. I think he had a couple more than that. I think it's three.
Okay, Kenny.
See, now the face that you pulled after you wrote start again. The face you pulled after you told us the question made me think that it might be 0. We first thought it was 3, like Bob's just said, but in the end I just went with 1.
Okay, and Ron.
Yeah, I thought My Sweet Lord, and I thought, got my mind set on you, so I went with 2.
Okay, the correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, and Bob Riggles, call yourself a Beatles fan, is 1. Now, technically, he had 2 number 1s because My Sweet Lord was number 1 in January 1971 and January 2002 because it was re-released posthumously. So he's had 2 number 1 occasions, but with the one song, and Got My Mind Set on You only got to number 2. I thought it was number 1.
No,
It can come again.
Sure about that one
She
being
can
number
come
2.
So
again.
hang on a minute. Just to rewind that. What we're technically saying is the answer's 1, but he had 2 number 1s.
Yeah, but I said number 1 songs, and it's the same song, you see. I was quite...
So that's why you pulled a bit of a face that was like...
I hope we're in the league. I hope we're in the league.
Ron,
Well, I just marked that wrong when it was right.
dare you question the quizmaster? Dare you?
At the end of this, I'll tell you what question I thought he was going to ask. I just heard how many, and then I thought, oh, right, where are we going?
Okay. Question number 9. Let's get back on track now. But question number 9 is TV, and we're talking Frasier, which is coming back. Daphne Moon, Frasier's English housekeeper. What accent is that supposed to be from? What town or city is Daphne supposed to be from? Bernard and Bernadette.
Again, yeah,
I
never.
was pretty confident.
We don't watch Frasier in our house. I think there was a dog in it. And of course, we all know that dogs are from the same UK town. So, on that logic, we went with
Leeds.
Okay, Bob.
I also first plumped for Leeds. She's northern, isn't she? She's got a bit of a Yorkshire accent. But I went the other way. I went the other big one, Sheffield.
Okay, Kenny?
I'm not sure she's ever specified particularly which part of it, but I'm pretty sure she said she's from Manchester, even though she sounds like she's from the other side.
Okay, and finally, Ron.
Now, isn't his dad? Isn't he from Manchester? I'm sure
Whose dad?
Frasier's actual dad. Wasn't he born in Manchester?
The actual actor or the character?
The actual actor. I'm sure he was born in Manchester, and that's why I went Manchester.
Okay, as strange as it may seem in terms of that indistinct accent, Daphne Moon is from Manchester, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, mucka, all right.
And if you ever remember the episode with her brother, who was played by an Australian, it was head in hands time. It was like, all right, mate. He's like, all right, macca.
Was it as good as the Geordie fella on that American Crime Show? Because if you type in worst Geordie accent ever, it's unbelievable. It's 3 minutes of pure Geordie.
Maybe, if I've got the time, that might even go in here. It probably won't, because I probably don't have the time. But let's get on to question number 10, which is our...
Is it like Billy trying to do a Lancashire accent?
Billy trying to do... I like it when Billy tries to do a Scouse accent.
He's not even the most convincing Scouser in the Lancashire Hotpots.
He's not even the best Scouser in the band.
Right, question number 10. Let's get all this done and dusted. Caesar salad was invented by Julius Caesar. True or false? Bernard and Bernadette.
Well, it's all down to her.
False.
Okay, she's plumped for it. Bob, what do you reckon?
I don't know. I just went true.
Okay, Kenny, what saith you, sir?
I don't know either, but you'd think he'd have better things to do than he has cooks and things to do all that for him. So I'm going false.
And Ron, what do you reckon with this Roman monarchy? Do you think he's got time to make salads?
Same logic as Kenny. He ain't got time. False.
No, it's false. I completely made that up. Caesar salad was invented by Chef Cesar Cardine in Tijuana, Mexico. Those are your 10 questions for this Monday evening. Thanks for playing. What score did you get? Put your answer in the box below and we'll see whether you got more or less than the Hot Potters who are with us this evening. How well did you do? Did you have a stinker or did you have a fantastic evening? I think I'm making these a little bit easier than I used to. But I think that's all part of the fun, isn't it?
They're easier. They're just getting trickier, I think.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
No, I think people have had some much better scores of late. Yeah, I think.
No, we've not.
Yeah.
You've not. No.
Yeah. Don't start judging us yet.
The real people.
Stop saying you're making it easy when I don't know anything about anything.
Okay, right. Let's first go to Bernard and Bernadette. You two, what scores did you get?
Hey, we've had a great night. Thanks ever so much for having us on. We'd love to stay and play for the Star Prize, but we'll take what we've got. We've had a lovely day. It's been nice to be here with you. But Bernadette, have you got anything you'd like to say to the people at home?
Just goodbye.
Just goodbye. Yeah, that's it. We will resound to defeat.
I hope you've enjoyed this.
Yeah, we've got a fantastic score. What did we get this evening?
6.
6 on 10. Thanks for that, you two. Up next, Bob. Hit or miss? What was it for you?
Started all right. I let it all go towards the end. An average 6 on 10.
Oh, 6 on 10. Oh, I tell you what. Oh, interesting now. The stakes are high as we go to Kenny. What did you get this evening, sir?
See, I was the opposite of Bob. I had a bit of a shaky start and I disappointed myself with the Daft Punk, the Only Fools and Horses and the beer questions, which I feel I should have got. Picked it up a bit at the end and I managed to get a 6.
Oh, and Ron, what did you get?
I got a 6.
Unbelievable! I can't believe it.
This is the most exciting four-way I've ever been in.
Right. Tie-break time. Tension drone. Hot Potters out there, are you listening closely? In 2010, Peter Kay played how many consecutive nights at the Manchester Arena? What I must add here is he played more nights after this consecutive run, but I want to know one after the other, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, consecutively. He did a run. How many nights did he have in that run?
Night after night after night.
Night after night. Like Monday after Tuesday, after Wednesday, after Thursday, after Friday. How many consecutive sold-out nights did he have at the Manchester Arena? Bernard and Bernadette, can I have your answer, please?
We've got to be true. We've got to be true.
I've used a bit of logic here, thinking
we both have.
He's no athlete.
We both have.
But he was popular at times, so I think he'd probably dig in and put a bit of a shift in. But I think he wouldn't leave it like week and a half. I think he did 3 weeks. So we've gone 21.
21. Bob.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, this, isn't it? I think at that point in his career, tremendously successful, can kind of call the shots. Was that the tour that didn't tour?
Yes.
Yeah.
Consecutive nights. He's got to have a day off at some point.
No, this was consecutive.
Not that any.
Well, I thought 7, and then had a day off, perhaps get back on it.
Yeah, full week. Not a bad shout, Bob. It's similar logic to me, but I think he'd have just kicked on and just went 3 weeks. So,
Kenny.
Yeah, with Bob, it was a difficult one, this one, because you don't know, because comedians tend to have quite a lot of dates, don't they? I just went with 12. Yeah, I went with 12.
He lives in Bolton,
so
so he goes home every night. Lives in Bolton, gets in his bed.
And finally, Ron.
Well, I didn't go with Ronette's suggestion of 12,000, right? So I went with 25.
25. I see. Let's go on to the gala review. Ladies and gentlemen, I can confirm that in 2010, Peter Kay, in terms of the number of consecutive nights at the Manchester Arena, he played 20 nights, which means with a guess of 21, Bernard and Bernadette are the winner of this week's quiz.
That's a massive day!
He did 40 nights in total for that tour. So just think of the till.
I'd like to thank the Baby Jeebus. I'd like to thank Walker's Crisps, Strongbow. I'd like to thank
Lancashire Tea, thank them.
Lancashire Tea for providing me with a mug that I can eat beans out of.
And who does Bernadette want to thank? Didn't she answer most of the questions?
She is proving to be a help. Anyone you would like to thank on this historic day of us winning a quiz?
Bye-bye.
She'd like to thank Bye-bye. So
And thank you, everybody, for watching this.
oh, isn't that nice? Is she professional?
Got manners, not like you.
Quite right.
Cockers, thank you very much indeed for joining us on a Monday night. It's the best way to start the week. We love it if you join in and watch us. We'll see you all again, same time next week. Stay safe, everyone. Ta-ta, bye.
Bye.